2020, huh? When that ball dropped at the end of 2019, I was like, you know what, this year's gonna be great. I'm really gonna, get my life on the fast track, and it's gonna be a fantastic year. I'm gonna do all sorts of, crazy stuff with my friends, have a good time. But then a bunch of crazy events just started happening, one after the other, nonstop, and everything just sort of dropped off a cliff. I mean, right off the bat, there was a threat of World War III. Then the entire continent of Australia caught on fire, which happens all the time, but this time we decided to send a bunch of money there as if Australia is like a poor third world country that can't afford to put out a fire. Then obviously, Miss Coronavirus decided to stop by for a visit, throwing a wrench into everybody's plans. We're put under what is essentially house arrest for months, and then all of a sudden a cop murders a guy unjustly, and there are riots all over the country, everyone's burning cities down, and then the guy that got murdered actually had the virus. Now there's some area in Seattle where they're pretending they're their own country, and in the midst of all this, there was all sorts of YouTube drama. Big messy year, no doubt. Even if you're conscious of the fact that the starting point of a year is just an arbitrarily chosen point in the Earth's revolution around the sun, you gotta admit, a lot of stuff has been happening in rapid succession, much more than the usual news cycle would have to endure. But personally, with the data we already have, I don't think this is gonna change anytime soon. I think the second half of 2020, it's a little over halfway over at this point, is going to be even crazier than the first half. So I decided I would make a video so that I could point to this video when all these things happen and say, I called it. Here are my predictions for the second half of 2020. So at a nearby upcoming keynote presentation, Microsoft is going to reveal a new technology called Deep Wipe. Basically, you put it on your toilet and it uses AI to wipe your butt for you. It's gonna, get all the spots that you can't reach yourself, and everyone's gonna install it in all their toilets. But then, Microsoft is going to fall victim to a class action lawsuit when a bunch of male users of Deep Wipe discover that a lot of the time, the AI technology seems to want to tickle their ball sack instead of wiping their butt. High definition multimedia interface, aka HDMI, we all know what that is. But pretty soon, a new competitor to HDMI is going to be released that's going to largely make it obsolete. All of your devices are screwed. Pretty much everything uses HDMI to hook up to monitors and television sets, and now it's just not going to work anymore. The television sets won't even have HDMI ports. You're going to have to get legacy technology just to use an HDMI compatible device. Now, of course, some videos are going to come up comparing the HDMI to, we'll call it HDMI 2 the sequel. If HDMI 1 was so good, why is there no HDMI 2? The comparison videos are going to show literally the same clip side by side, but people will swear that they see a difference between the two. It's going to be hilarious because the monitor they're viewing the video on actually physically couldn't display such a difference, but people are going to insist that they see it anyway. So, Visa and Mastercard, the credit card companies that handle 90% of all transactions that occur in the world, yeah, they're going to merge. I don't know if Visa will buy out Mastercard or vice versa, if they're going to do a mutual partnership thing, but somehow Visa and Mastercard are going to decide, you know what, this competition stuff we have going on, too stressful, let's just join hands and become one company called Visa Mastercard. Just one word. Now you may be saying, oh, but similar mergers like Comcast and Time Warner weren't allowed to happen. We put legislation in place to prevent that from happening. Yeah, but Comcast and Time Warner don't control 90% of transactions. You think You think any government official could ever prevent Mastercard from doing anything ever? No, they would get assassinated instantly. So this Visa and Mastercard merger is going to happen. Discover is going to go bankrupt because every place is just going to take Visa Mastercard cards and no others. Because, Visa and Mastercard collectively have the influence to drive such a change in the industries. So this is a really dangerous thing that could happen, but at least now Amazon has some competition to look for. Actually, on second thought, people are probably going to use Visa MasterCard cards to purchase items on Amazon, like, most of the time. So, Amazon won't want to interfere with their guys, capitalism. So this next prediction is something that's long overdue. So some half-Cuban kid born in, 2004 is going to see a picture of Tupac for the first time. And he's going to look very closely at it and say, hey, wait a second. That Tupac sure does look like a younger version of my Cuban grandpa. So he's going to make a tweet about it, and then people are going to think he's joking. But then he's going to make a TikTok showing a comparison between the two. Now the internet's going to be largely convinced that indeed, this kid's Cuban grandpa is actually just Tupac in disguise. So people are going to go on some crazy witch hunt trying to track down this guy to confirm that he is indeed Tupac hiding out. Eventually, the media is going to catch wind of it. TMZ is going to send a guy down to Cuba, and they're going to ask, hey, are you Tupac? The jig will be up. What's Tupac going to say? No, I'm not Tupac. Yeah, he's Tupac. When questioned about how he's been hiding out all this time, all Tupac will have to say is, I'm worldwide, baby, but I ain't hard to find. I'm going to pause for a second, let the joke sink in. Dragon Force guitarist Herman Lee is going to reveal that he is actually, in fact, a she. Yep, that's right. Herman Lee is trans. Now, after going through the initial transition surgery, a lot of the bandmates are going to notice that Herman hasn't really been playing the same. Eventually, some interviewer is going to question the drummer about the ordeal, to which he will say something along the lines of, yeah, ever since Herman transitioned to Hermina, he's been playing like a girl. This comment is going to be so controversial and receive so much backlash that the band Dragon Force is going to basically be done. And unfortunately, our ears will never be blessed with their corny-ass music ever again. Now, I'm not sure about this specific person, but some male celebrity in Hollywood, let's just use Brad Pitt, for instance. Brad Pitt's going to reveal, hey, I'm actually into jelqing. And then a bunch of other males who are influential in Hollywood are going to say, actually, yeah, I'm also into jelqing, believe it or not. Jelqing is going to be the new big wave. Everyone's going to start just talking about jelqing all the time. They're going to be Instagram accounts dedicated to jelqing and, talking about jelqing. There's going to be a jelqing podcast where two jelkers talk about how much they jelk. And it's going to be a really nasty experience for everyone else. You either have to join in on the trend of jelqing, or people are going to think you're an impotent weirdo. It's actually going to cause a huge cultural problem in America to have all these people bragging about how much they jelq. You're going to have people who swear they jelq all the time and actually don't, and then when it's revealed that they actually don't, there's going to be a huge controversy over it. Jelqing is going to be the ultimate status symbol in American culture. Now, if you have no idea what jelqing is, I do insist that you look it up. It's going to make what I just said a lot funnier. Now, we've all seen those memes where they insist that birds aren't real and it's just the government sending out drones. And, there was that whole thing, the coronavirus lockdown only happened because the government had to replace the batteries in the birds. The birds aren't real. Obviously, that's not true. Anyone who's owned a bird knows that they're actual biological organisms. But one of the companies behind those flippity doodah robots is going to actually make a convincing looking robot bird that is actually a drone with a camera inside. And everyone on the internet's gonna start saying, oh my god, the meme is real, the meme is real. Like panicking about, like, you know how excitable people are when it comes to references they know? It's going to be completely insufferable when that video drops showing off the technology. Now, all it's gonna take is one instance of some creep spying on a 13-year-old boy changing using one of these drone birds for Donald Trump to immediately take action and say, no more cameras disguised as animals. It's just completely banned. He's going to get the FCC on that right away, and it's not going to be allowed anymore. And we'll have a huge ethical dilemma on our hands. Is it right to stifle creative freedom when it comes to the technology you're able to produce because of some people who might misuse it? How close to an actual organism does it have to be to fall under this? It's going to cause a lot of legal issues, and we already have enough legal issues as a society. This is just another one to add to the pile. Robot birds, yeah, they're gonna make a big splash. So here's a big one that a lot of you guys were probably thinking I was gonna mention right away: aliens. It's the next logical step. You know, we went from international conflict to natural disaster to viral pandemic. Alien invasion, it's the next in sequence, right? But I don't think an alien invasion is actually going to happen. I don't think that an alien civilization with the technology to come to Earth is going to dare partake in imperialism. That civilization will have decided long ago that that's not right. But what I do think is going to happen is that the president of Croatia, Zoran Milanovic, is going to reveal that he is an alien. Like, just straight up, he's not human. He is an alien. He's one of a few aliens that have been deployed on Earth and who are currently acting as world leaders. What this is going to do is create a witch hunt where you're wondering which world leaders left are aliens and which aren't. It's going to be a international game of press the button, basically. And all the aliens are going to be the leaders of very small countries. Like, no big country is going to have an alien leader, except for France. Randomly, Emmanuel Macron is going to actually be an alien. We're not going to identify the correct aliens. And, unfortunately, the aliens who are watching from up above through their UFOs are going to say, humanity's not worthy. They weren't able to figure out which one of their world leaders are actually aliens in disguise. And they're going to zoom off instead of bestowing upon us some new technology. And we will all collectively weep. Next prediction, and here's something that I think probably should have already happened. Like, I am shocked that it hasn't yet. So what's going to happen is some vigilante is going to decide, you know, I've had enough of fuckboys. So they're going to make a Tinder account and swipe right on all the douchiest profiles they see. You know, all your Brads and your Cadens. They're all going down. This vigilante is going to set up dates with them in private locations. And when they show up, they're going to murder them. This person will become known as the Tinder Killer. The Tinder Killer is going to, from June through December, kill 5 guys in total. And I'm strongly resisting the urge to make a burger joke right now. At each of the dates, the Tinder Killer is going to leave like a encoded card with a message on it that cryptographers are going to have to unscramble, like, you know, pretty much like the Zodiac Killer. And they're going to have a Twitter account where they document the very douchey things that the people they killed did. And for some reason, a bunch of women are going to be like, this is the hero that we need, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, murder's bad and all, but they're going to take this as a victory for womankind, that these people are getting scrubbed off the earth. People are going to be celebrating the Tinder Killer as like the next Robin Hood. But unfortunately, it'll be short-lived. Sometime in December, the Tinder Killer is going to set up a date with the wrong match. In the world's first douchebag honeypot operation, the police, who will have been somewhat forgiven by this point, are going to make a fake Tinder account of some douchey dude, and at the date, it's actually a place that's heavily monitored by police, and they're going to arrest the Tinder Killer, who actually, the whole time, turns out to be actor Shia LaBeouf. That's right, I think Shia LaBeouf is going to take it upon himself to kill the douchiest douchebags on Tinder, and he's going to be lauded as a hero by women everywhere, and then he's going to get caught by the police. That's my genuine prediction for 2020. Did you know that Mount Fuji is an active volcano? So my prediction is that either Mount Fuji is going to erupt, or Yellowstone National Park is going to decide to pop off. Either way, basically half of the world is going to be out of commission for at least 6 months after that happens, and it's going to be really bad. Like, people will die, but, you know, a volcanic eruption, it seems like it's in line for 2020. Like, just look at the sequence. It all makes sense. So my last prediction here is that CinemaSins, which yes, still makes videos, is going to say, enough is enough. I'm sick of the stupid copyright strikes that aren't actually real, and I'm sick of having to follow these rules. I'm shifting focus from YouTube to the safer work section of Pornhub. And a lot of people are gonna, you know, laugh at the story, be like, haha, that's funny, I don't think he's gonna find much success there, and yada yada yada. But eventually, a bunch of other YouTubers are gonna be like, wait, that's actually a fantastic idea. Pornhub has great moderation compared to YouTube. They don't have to handle as heavy a volume, so you can be sure that a manual review will actually be manually reviewed. There's not as much bureaucracy going on, so you're going to be a lot freer with what you can do or say. And everyone's just going to start moving all their content to Pornhub Safe for Work. Pornhub Safe for Work is going to be the new bastion of video content on the internet. YouTube is going to be left largely for little kids content only, like Sesame Street channel and stuff like that. Everyone else is going to unironically shift over their stuff to Pornhub Safe for Work, and everyone's going to be better off for it. By the way, I did, of course, upload this video to the Safe for Work section of Pornhub myself, so if you're watching from there, shout out to you. Now, I did ask some of my friends for their predictions for this video, and I got a couple good answers, but here's one last one I want to talk about. So after stifling deficit increases, the US is going to decide enough is enough. We're going to back the US dollar with Dogecoin. That's right, everyone's favorite meme cryptocurrency, Dogecoin, is going to be the new literal gold standard for the US economy. But somehow, because of very complicated geopolitical factors and the international currency market affecting things, this is going to lead to the third Gulf War. That's right, Dogecoin to Gulf War. It's actually going to make total sense at the time, too. I just don't know exactly how it will happen. So, guys, if any of these things happen in the second half of 2020, you can link your friends to this video, which is uploaded before it happened, and you can say, hey, this guy predicted it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. More is coming. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Leave comments. You can like it. I think that might help. Share it around. Whatever. I'm out. See you guys.